Welcome to Senior View. And today we're going to listen to Mary Lou Mansfield, the wonderful poet. And I'm so glad she could come back and read beautiful poems to you today. Words from the heart. The holiday season is here, and there's a lot of feelings involved, and it's all part of beauty and love and peace and joy. So, Mary Lou.
Thank you, Mary. It's always so much fun to come here, and a beautiful day to drive up from the Cape, and I've been looking forward to it, so I brought a whole bunch, so you just stop me when it's time. But this first one, it was about gifts, and it was about thinking lately with all the antagonizing things going on in the world, you know, what would be a good gift at Christmas, and my husband Rick and I talked about this, and he thought this was a good poem to write, so I did. It starts out with a quote from another poet. I wrote, "The poet ponders. That breath you just took, that's a gift. What would that gift benefit most today? Should it be used to suck in as much air as possible, as much as is needed to exhale words that condemn or complain or censor or criticize? Who would profit? Would not slow, calculated, deep cleansing inhalations that offer time and opportunity to gather thoughts and choose words that comfort, console, calm, create, be a better application? Choose carefully the path of your gift, each breath given to only you to use for the better."
Beautiful. We do have choices, don't we?
We have choices as to what we say and
What we do.
what we do. So that was how I started out.
Well, that's beautiful.
This one I wrote recently, looking into some of our heritage at home, some of the ancestry things, and Rick and I did the little DNA, and we found out we're from the same parts of the world, Scotland, Ireland, England. And I told him that was my mother's worst nightmare, that I'd marry a kissing cousin. He said, too late. And it is too late. So, most of our ancestors are Irish and Scottish, so this moved me to write this poem. It's called Of Kith and Kin. I stand on the dune looking over my bay. Gentle waves bust the shoreline, reaching foamy fingers toward me, trying to entice my spirit to dance amongst them. The evening coolness prompts me to lift my muffler around me. I close my eyes to the sunset. Imagine, create. I immerse in the waves and feel the wind transport me through time and space to another shore across the sea. I open my mind to serendipitous surroundings, smell of rolling heathered hills, wet mist massaging my face, winds sounding extraordinarily like pipes and fiddles. I feel the wafting bone chill of dampness and sense an excitement. This might all be so. Drawing the plaids of my clan close to my shoulders, I'm wrapped in embraces, pondering my visit. I long to know those opened arms of the plaid, my kin's pattern from centuries ago. What do they look like? Were they peaceful warriors like myself? Or rebellious, contentious, impatient fighters, also like me? Perhaps both. I sense the presence of kith and kin of my past. I claim them for a mother and father since departed, now tasting the joys of their own. I'll know them all soon enough. For now, I'll wear their colors and envision, perhaps inspire. For better or worse, I'm part of them until my personal cursum perficio. The waves anxiously beckon. I must ride them to return, reflect, continue the story. My eyes open to the gulls on my own beach, welcoming me home. I carry my colors in my heart. I bear my kin's names in my mind. I write the words to do us proud. Such is the tale.
Beautiful.
I love that one.
Beautiful.
It's very fun. That kind of came to me in about 15 minutes. I said, okay, this must be a good one.
Oh, you are amazing.
Oh, sometimes, but sometimes not. But, here's one. When you called and asked me about Christmas, I thought back to when my boys were little, when I was little, and you're always looking where things were hidden, not wrapped yet, but they're hidden in the house somewhere. So I was thinking of Christmas sleuthing, and it went in an entirely different direction. I had no idea when I started it this is where it was going to go, and I was delighted by the time I got to the end, and overwhelmed. Like a small child at Christmas, I rummage in silence, seeking that special gift hidden away from me. First, I roam my senses, reliving sounds of surf, crunchy wet sand, smells of low tide, fresh breezes, tastes of sea's bounty. Then I wander my thoughts. The gift must be near. My mind flutters with words waiting for me to string them together in prose or rhyme or clues. Unique gifts seem to be everywhere in my quest. I look for the one, this year's treasure not yet wrapped, bearing my name. Finally, the search takes me to my heart. Sensing discovery, yet not expecting, I find no bow, no box, but the true gift for a warrior. Worn and frayed from use and experience, I uncover my mother's bootstraps. The very one she used to pull us up and keep us together, her courage and wisdom forged in the leather. I weep. I am overwhelmed. I did not know until this moment she willed them to me for a time such as this. Her name is scratched on one side and mine on the other. After all this time, we are one. I need not look any further. Now it is Christmas. I was so surprised that that was the gift. And it was the gift. I felt it was a beautiful way to start the season,
Yes.
knowing that.
Yes. Yes.
So it was a moment, several. This one is called Christmas Presence, as in awareness and presence. Christ came to this world midst turmoil and expectations, shrill voices and disagreements. Did he know his purpose as his mother wrapped him in warm clothing and nursed him for the first time? Did his sentient soul realize the importance of his coming as his earthly father cleaned a manger for his rest? Did he have any idea of those who would love him and those who wanted to take his life? He comes to us every day now, midst turmoil and expectations, shrill voices and disagreements. He takes it all to his heart, using as much as he can, weeping for the loss of the rest. He's here, listening, moving, speaking, urging us to serve his purpose. He gives us choices and prays we choose the best for all brethren. We must find a way to honor each other and pay tribute to his wonderful name. It's
So
really
true.
an amazing thing to think of Christ as an infant.
I know.
It's a wonderful visual of a mom and dad and all the things needed for a little baby. This one is called That Night. It's a little more of a narrative type. Flurried commotion everywhere, overwhelmed with questions, demands, confusion. Would this week would end? Darkness brings virtual quiet. Voices mute, time slow. Family sleeps. Night noises idle the windows. A light rap on the front door rouses us from coveted respite. A tall man, weary traveler, pleads for a place to rest. We have nothing. No arguing. Glancing at his young bride burdened with child, the man soothes her distress with a confident look. My heart softens. From this late intrusion, something that kept me awake, This child soon coming reminds me of my first. I take a breath and tug on my husband's dressing gown. Wait, I implore. I wrap in a shawl, gather blankets and linens, leading the couple to a stable in the back. We ready a small corner. The animals strangely hush, settling the perimeter. We leave the couple to rest, offering any assistance. There is no sleep for my eyes this night. Bright illumination of a heavenly star shines overhead. Worrisome concern returns me to the stable. My timing reveals the joyous scene. Mother wrapping her new life, father arranging comfort, child peaceful in perfection. My tears fall freely, sitting under the stars in the night's coolness. I recall a childhood verse. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might have the wish I wish tonight. I have no wish, simply gratitude. Thank you, God, and Merry First Christmas.
Oh, outstanding.
Great. This one, not only is it Christmas and that holiday, it's also our anniversary. So I have a lot of love poems.
Yes, yes.
But this was a good one, called Love's Travels. Where time stretches into lengthened shadows, reaching into misty spheres beyond the pale, where you and I will spend eternity, will they know how you loved me and how I loved you? Will those left behind shift memories of our being into shadows of afterthoughts? Will they ever know of the great love of hearts and life you and I shared? Will the seeds of our devotion be sown and reaped? We will remember the blessings of our fate and design. We lived the moments. We grew the love. We garnered the passions and prized the intimacies. Like gemstones collected on a fine silk strand, forever kept, binding us together.
Oh,
My husband did like that one.
I bet he did.
Let's see. Oh, here's this is a good one. Just kind of a kitschy one. I was thinking, what kind of life would I have had if I didn't have this one? What would I be? And I kind of got a little out of hand, so I've left a few things out, but it's called Divine Life. She could have been royalty, standing on a balcony surrounded by fireworks, scintillating, bejeweled. She could have, if. She could have lived in a penthouse, finely coiffed, wearing golden slippers, untouchable, invulnerable. She could have, if. She could have been queen of the fairies, with gossamer wings, donning a crown of greenery, imaginative, free. She could have, if. Instead, she stood high on the dune by the bay, waves blowing kisses from below, wrapped in a romantic love, saturated. She belonged. I figured I had it all right there.
Yes, you did.
Right on the coastline.
Yes.
It does, I have found in talking with other friends who live on the Cape, either close to the water or certainly accesses one side of Route 6 or the other, and you're at the shoreline. It's quite inspiring. You see so many things that other people just don't see every day. Mm-hmm. And there's always something you can write about that's wonderful. This was a lovely one that I wrote last summer, that one of those rainy days sitting in my little desk corner of the room. Poised at a small desk in a dimly lit corner of a draped room, she draws a long, cleansing breath. A pensive smile creeps into the corners of her mouth, crinkling her eyes. She is nesting, immersed in stacks of journals, lifetime of words mingled with daydreams and night visions, scratched on sacred papers, kept in wooden boxes, filed and remembered. This is her sustenance. It brings her nowhere earthly, but it brings her life. Enlisting words, loving them, caressing them, tasting them, washing them fresh and new, scribing them with inked pen, to save and savor, preserve and protect. A new word recorded, penned from the ashes of yesterday's writing. Preparation for the promised one of tomorrow. She delights in the process, swaddling the birth with complementary particulars, creating a new piece from scattered dreams. She hopes for a masterpiece, always the perfectionist. Her smile this day reflects a knowing peace. She is indeed the masterpiece. Another enlightening moment.
Yes, yes. Indeed.
It's just most of these things, and I think you and I have talked about it before, especially like the Christmas sleuthing one, it just, you start out thinking of a subject and thinking you're going some way with it, and it just gets carried away. And I'm so surprised when I finish. Most often I had not predicted or could not predict what the end of the poem would be. And it's always a message for me. And gratefully, it's always a positive one. I can remember the days when it wasn't.
You are
More
certainly
ranting.
blessed. You are so
Yes,
blessed.
and blessed to have a method to express it. So, time for another one? Or?
Yes, we do.
Okay. This one is back to the listening factor. It's called Who Listens, Who Hears. There are rights, there are privileges, there are gifts and plans. We absorb them all, overuse some, excuse some, question the rest. Busyness of days and nights keep the meaningful at bay. We ignore or delay significance. Had not Mary listened and accepted the message of Gabriel? Was Joseph also blessed by hearing words from God's messenger? Even the heavens supplying the star captured the attention of kings paying homage to a child. Did not the lowly shepherds listen to songs of angels, becoming the first to see the Christ? They heard and they believed. Why then should I not listen to you and you to me? Is that not the gift? I wish to listen to your message without condemnation, sparing insult. This is the way of Christmas. This is the way it should be.
Definitely.
And that's what I'm going to work hard on this year.
We all are.
Yes,
We
listening.
all are.
And I think I'm going to make copies of this poem. If people won't listen to me, I'm just going to hand them one and walk away. Let's see. I've got... this is a good one to read. It's called Making and Mending. It's kind of about love being compared to a needle and thread and
Beautiful.
all the wonderful things it can do. So, making and mending. Love is a needle threaded with fibers of life. Making and mending, weaving and patching. In a never-ending journey through silks and jute, love knows brokenness, grief, heartache. The threaded needle mends, repairs, strengthens, and strengthens tears with tufted twine. Love rejoices in life and death, bundling existence into protected pockets. Threaded needle is the great mender, always stitching, always admiring his work, always preparing new garments, loving his creations knitted together.
Oh, beautiful. Love that.
So it just kind of shows how really everything is, all of us are knitted together somehow.
That's right. And everybody has feelings.
Yes.
Everybody has a story.
Yes.
And a threaded needle.
Yes, and sometimes you need to use the heavy thread of twine.
Yes.
Or silk mending thread, or it depends on the problem that you're,
That's right.
and to whom you are listening. And especially thought of that one. We're going to have a new grandchild in our family, so I'm thinking, oh, back to the silk twine. Little soft things.
Oh, wonderful.
Because Grammy will never use the heavy duty with him. This one is called Ripening. The heart, expectant of truth, buoyed by spirit and clothed in optimism, sings quietly in the sunlight. No need to boast or lie or allow guilt to rob an inner peace. Decisions to renew, refresh, stand in confidence, fashion a blossoming surge of understanding in stark contrast to the darkness of yesterday. As with the open rose and the ripened apple, mellowed temperament, life moves forward in positivity. Beats of the heart can be trusted. Creativity of the mind is valued. Song of the spirit chants harmoniously.
Beautiful.
So we all grow up,
Yes, yes, we do.
and hopefully we ripen as we're doing it.
Yes, yes.
Let's see, I may have one more Christmas type one. Well, I've got this one. Opportunities. It's a short one we can do. Opportunities. Those moments that inspire and fit the mind and body are gifts. These times of challenge that question judgment and desire can be blessed quandaries. Not every opportunity brings joy and clarity and limited challenges. God gives, we choose. He wants us to trust, choose His best for us, and be blessed to be a blessing.
Oh, His will, not ours.
Right.
Definitely.
And to try to be a blessing to other people along the way.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So it's very fun to always come and makes me create new things.
Thank you so much.
And I
Thank
share
you.
them with some friends at home, and my best critic and reader, no longer critic, just my best reader is my husband.
Oh,
So-
do you write every day?
Pretty much.
And
Pretty
you-
much.
right,
And
you
some
sit there.
I've gone back and realized I haven't finished, so I'm thinking of finishing some of these.
And you belong to some
A
poetry
couple of groups, yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Oh,
We
how
have a lot of
fortunate.
fun. Yeah.
How fortunate.
Learned a lot from them too, as
Yes, yes. Love is the answer, isn't it?
Yes.
That's what we take with us.
well. Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Love. Yes, yes. I want to thank you so much, Mary Lou.
My pleasure, Mary. So
Thank
much.
you for coming today. And I hope that you listened well and take these words and tuck them in your heart. Okay? So happy holidays, and thank you for watching. Good night.
United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
Facing life's difficulties takes strength and determination. Whether it's physical challenges or struggles you can't see, it takes strength to ask for help when you need it. learn how other veterans have reached out for help and hear their stories of strength and recovery at maketheconnection.net.
Cancer may not have taken my life, but it took my identity.
My hair,
My smooth olive skin,
my eyelashes,
eyebrows,
my sense of humor.
my energy.
my breast.
It changed the way I looked.
it wasn't me anymore.
Sometimes people I knew didn't seem to recognize me.
My husband didn't look at me the same way.
I looked different.
I looked sick.
I felt ugly.
Pale, fat, skinny,
Bald.
bald.
Bold.
Then I found Look Good, Feel Better.
I felt normal,
Comfortable in my own skin.
pretty,
Pretty.
happy.
It's not about makeup, it's about confidence.
When I didn't look like a cancer patient, I wasn't treated like one.
It may seem like nothing.
Just mascara, a little blush,
A scarf,
A wig.
but it's something.
a big something.
It helped me feel like me.
Like me.
Like me. If you know someone going through cancer treatment,
Send this.
Share this.
Post this.
Tell them to visit www.lookgoodfeelbetter.org.
Look good. Feel better.
Problems. The ones most people don't have the stomach for. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. In unforgiving cities, desolate towns, and seemingly docile suburbs. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community, because change doesn't happen alone. Hope isn't a one-man band, and there's no such thing as self-taught or self-made. We have one life. To live better, we must live united.